All right, and it looks like we are live, everybody. Hello, hello. This is Lauren with Raw Pigments, and we have a cool interview set up today with some good friends from the Tattoo Collectors Expo. They're smiling, they look happy. So am I to talk to them. So we will be coming to your guys' expo next month. So we wanted to give everybody a little taste of what to expect, highlight some of the artists that are going to attend, talk about where it's at, hear from you guys. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity. We're about a month and 10 days out.
Don't say that.
I am actually super excited. So I'm counting down the days, excited to get to Dallas again. It's been a couple years for myself. But what about you guys? How are you feeling today, Art and Sam?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're doing great. We're so excited. We've only waited like a year and a half for this show now since we had to reschedule the first one. So
10 days away.
I think we're way ready for this show and we're super stoked and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, very excited. I guess for me, it's more frustrating right now because we've been waiting for so long to do it. And it's just like the same information that at our meetings sometimes, just over and over and over, just repeating, because
we're ready for next year already.
Yeah. We definitely are, because I know we already have plans for next year in regards to what we already want to change, but we're kind of set in stone with a lot of stuff that we started from the beginning. So
yeah, so can you guys tell us a little bit how that went? Because I was planning to attend the expo in March of 2020, and it was March. And you guys kind of were playing it by ear up until the end. We really wanted to go. So how did that go over? Because I know scheduling things is super difficult. And I know it was kind of chaotic at the time.
Yeah. So we, as a collective, at first it was just three of us putting it all together, myself, Sammy, and Alonzo Gonzalez. And then now we actually have a fourth partner, Jeremy Kitchens, and his wife, Samantha. So when it was just the three of us and this whole COVID thing started just ramping up and we just kept hearing more and more about it, as true Texans typically do, we go against the grain and we told everybody, and we all talked. We had one specific emergency meeting to specifically talk about where we stood on the whole COVID-19 issue, and we needed to be on the same page. There was no, 2 versus 1 vote. It was literally, we all need to decide as a whole, are we going to push through or do we postpone it now?
And I think that we kept trying to push because it at that time seemed like the majority of the attending artists were on board with that. Until we started to feel like any of them became uncomfortable, then that's when we decided it was a good idea to reschedule. So.
Yeah. And we were kind of forced to as well. We had a meeting, I think one day, and we talked about that. That was what we talked about. Okay, if some of the artists start showing concern, then that's when we'll do it. And then the very next morning, the convention center told us all the events have to be canceled.
Oh man, that was a tough one to hear. I was rooting for you guys, but it was so close that I figured something like extraordinary had to have.
I'll never forget it. It was 10 days away. I'll never forget having to write out that post quickly and then posting it and then having to deal with my own emotions towards it rather than the artists were cool.
Everyone was really
everybody was chill about it. Nobody, everybody knew there was a non-refundable show, so they already expected, for the boost or the postponement and being good and all that stuff, in which everybody, I think we
also did our best to accommodate anybody who really needed to get their money back or whatever. So it all worked out.
So, but yeah, it was cool. It was fine. I think there was like a 2-week period where I was just like super down about it. And then, the Thursday before we were supposed to have it, that was horrible, because I remember I was like, well, I'm supposed to be here right now. And then I'm supposed to be here tomorrow, and this is what's going to happen. And I went through that whole weekend like it actually happened without the footwork. So
oh man, though that's cool to hear that you guys actually take the artists into consideration, because some different conventions there was a little bit of an awkward communication between them, and the dates were changing and stuff like that. But I feel like you guys did a really good job. But let's talk about moving forward rather. So what type of stuff do you guys having going on there besides Miss Inked, World Inked? There are lots of great tattooers. What can we expect?
you can go ahead and knock that one
Yeah,
out.
so we're gonna definitely make it a very family friendly event. So we're gonna have some cool vendors there that'll speak both to a younger generation and the older generations. We are going to have some different other entertainment, like a comedian that we are, friends with.
Well, who does he open up for?
Oh, he opens up for some pretty big names down in Austin. So it'll be fun. I don't want to give out who that is yet. And then we also have
Ooh,
a really great burlesque performer. We're gonna have an area for kids so they feel welcome and families feel like everybody can come. I think it'll just be a really nice, relaxed environment. Nothing too loud or too crazy or offensive, but at the same time, good vibes and good energy and all of that. That's what we're going to focus on.
Mhm.
awesome. So I'm going to pull up a little screen share to show you guys some of the attending artists, and then we'll highlight who's coming from Raw Pigments, which we're excited to be one of our first shows too.
Yeah.
So-
Look at your page.
Yeah, so you guys are always posting new artists, tons of information on there, and a wide array too. I see a lot of color and black and gray artists
Yes.
that you have.
Yes. And a lot of these ones right here that you're scrolling through, especially like a lot of these guys contacted us because I know, we've made it a point to tell people that, it's an invite only. But just because you didn't get an invite initially doesn't mean that you can't, attend the show. You just have to get your portfolio approved. And a lot of these people that we're seeing here actually submitted, and I myself, Sammy or Alonzo had to go through and look at all their portfolios and look and make sure that they met the quality that we were looking for to have at the expo.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's hard to, probably really time consuming to do, but you also want to set the vibe for the whole show and keep those standards really high, which is cool to see.
Mhm.
I'm going to highlight Kelly now because she works at Depiction Tattoo.
No, he does. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I've never met Kelly, so looking forward then.
It's all right. I'm sorry.
So
It's not
tell
the first time.
tell us a little bit about Kelly, Sam.
Kelly is from New Jersey and he has worked in a few different places for long periods of time, New Mexico, and he kind of came up around the same time as Guy, who we were talking about before. So he's been in the industry for a long time, and I have the honor of working with him at my studio, and just his artwork, the illustrative end, and then his tattoo techniques. It's just really, something that I look up to so much, and I learn from him every day, and it's just really inspiring. Also, he's just like the sweetest, most humble guy.
Yeah,
And so
he's cool.
I just wanted to, he's pretty well known because he did work the convention circuit for several years. So, but yeah, I just wanted to feature him. He's awesome and he should definitely be recognized.
And
That's cool.
fun fact is that the artwork that on one of the flyers that we push out that actually has artwork on it, with the
Mhm.
lady and the butterfly or the
The
fairy,
little tattoo machine.
yeah, the tattoo machines that have wings. He did that for us.
Awesome. Yeah, that is, I know exactly what you're talking about. So can I ask, will Depiction Tattoo have a couple booths or how's that?
Is Alonzo.
Hey, Alonzo. Good to see you.
Yeah, we will have a few booths there.
Okay.
It's like
Cool.
4 or 5. The entire Depiction Tattoo and the Black Rose Tattoo Studio, which is Alonzo's and Jerry, they're actually shutting down for the weekend and all tattooing at.
Cool. Very cool. Looking forward to that. So in the Raw Pigments booth, we're going to bring George Lang down from New York. This will be our first show with him. I'm really excited. He works at Inkology Art Gallery. I would say predominantly, almost entirely black and gray. See some of his work here.
It's beautiful.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Donnie's, right?
Yeah. Yep. I just met him on that Zoom with you actually a couple months ago. That was the first time I met him.
Funny thing there is that him and I jumped on a not a FaceTime, Instagram FaceTime thingy, like an hour before that, and we were talking back and forth about other business, and then that's when he told me, I told him, I said, hey, I got to get going. I'm sorry. I'd love to continue this conversation, but I got to jump on the Zoom call with Lauren from, Raw Pigments. And he's like, oh, I got to go on there too. I was like, I'll see you there in a second. I was like, oh, well, no shit. Okay, cool.
That's hilarious. Actually, I'm going to be doing some footage for that tattoo show in South Wales, and they're interested to show their artists what an American Expo looks like. So you guys can, I'll just be bringing my camera, but that happened to Chris Harrison as well and Paul Talbot. They ended up on the show by chance as well. So yeah, they're really looking forward. I know that Paul was telling me that in Europe, the convention scene is completely different, loud. And
I've seen pictures and, videos, of course, and definitely different. It seems like a big party.
Yeah. And your face.
Yeah. Very, very much so, which is cool. So there's, and I've kind of brought it up to them in the very, very beginning, the partners for this expo, but I wanted a fire show. Mm-hmm. And the only reason it kind of got nixed in the beginning is because it would require more of the fire department's presence, and that was more money to be spent, and we were already looking at money in a different way. So maybe next year. But there's a couple of groups out there, one from England and another one I think here in the US, but super cool. But we'll figure that out later.
Yeah, I'm excited for everything. I will be bringing my camera. We might do some live streaming and all sorts of stuff like that too. Is there anything else that you guys want to share with us about your thoughts getting ready? Anything like that? Besides artists bring your A game.
Yeah, and I would just say we're really going to focus on making sure that the artists feel that they're treated well and that we're so thankful for their time, because we know as artists ourselves what it takes as far as the money that you're spending to get there, the money you're losing because your shop is closed down, and that they're all really relying on us to do our part and promote them and show them in their best light, which is the point.
Can you still hear us?
Yeah, everything's good.
1 second.
And then we also really want to make sure that the general public knows what a tattoo convention is, and that's the reasoning for us naming it the Tattoo Collectors Expo, because truly it is for the tattoo collector to find what they're wanting to collect. So I think those are the things we want to focus on.
Sweet. And speaking of collectors coming, do you guys have in particular contest categories picked out?
The contests are definitely picked out.
Sure.
We don't have them readily available, but we've got,
it's on the website.
Yeah,
all the information. Okay.
Collaboration, and
we're gonna have cool awards.
Oh yeah, we just got done showing her the process that where the awards are in the process of being made, because she hadn't seen any of it yet. So we just showed her today, and she's like, "Oh,
very exciting!"
Yeah, so
cool.
We're doing the contest a little different this year. Different than most shows that I think most people have been to, but all the regular categories, just except for the best of show and best of day, it's actually, I think there's 22 of them, 22 others, and we're doing best of. There's only 2 categories. I think it's a black and gray and a color category that we're doing top 3, not a first, second, or third. But everything else is literally a best of. So if they're not bringing their A game to this show, or their best work on their clients to this show, there's only one spot to win a trophy or an award. So, that's kind of the basis that we set it off of. We want everybody to bring their best. And that kind of goes with the name that we picked as well. So that is for this year. We're going to see how that goes, see how people like it, don't like it, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Cool. I don't know if I have any entry pieces, but if I get tattooed before then, I will definitely bring it in.
And if,
all right,
if anybody, real quick, if anybody wants to follow JW Mundell on Instagram, you'll get sneak peeks of the awards process.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. And then you guys, when you're watching, we'll drop some more information in the description about links, obviously the Instagram, the website, all sorts of stuff. And as we count down the days, we'll be posting more from Raw too.
And also, not to interrupt, but we, as far as the tattoo collector aspect of it goes, we are still taking submissions for the pageant. So
Oh, yes.
if
Yeah,
there's any beautiful pieces
heavily
out there,
tattooed
Yeah.
females.
yeah, then
Um,
it'd be cool.
and there'd be some cool changes and updates with the pageant as a whole, because my daughter is now a co-owner to it.
Okay.
And she's 17 going on 18 January. Different generation than what I am in. So she's got some very unique and cool ideas for the show moving forward after this year.
Sweet. Looking forward to it.
So it'll be cool.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. I really appreciate you taking the time. Again, you can find this on the Reinventing the Tattoo YouTube, rawpigments.co or reinventingthetattoo.com, as well as tattoocollectorsexpo.com. And art you can find at Worldwide Ink Mag and Sammy Lynn, I believe.
Yeah.
Depiction Tattoo.
Depiction Tattoo.
Sammy Lynn, yes.
Yep.
And
Awesome.
Expo. It was great to meet you. Thank you for your
Yeah,
time.
finally.
We'll see you in a month or whatever the time frame you told us that I